Hello, good afternoon. I'm Justin Leow, who's from Dunman High School, and I'm presenting on my attachment at Chartered Institute of Technology, which I've been here for 5 days from 3rd to 7th June. And so, so CITECH, this is a picture of the school. It's inside a community club. It's pretty small, but also pretty fun to do. So what have I been doing for the past week? So like for the past week, I've been assigned with doing a book, basically doing curriculum development. I was given one big fat accounting book and asked to make my maths of it, and it was an interesting experience in the sense that I don't make my maths, but I learned quite a few things from it. A short background intro for myself first before I start. I'm from a junior college, meaning that junior college means that we have no prior work experience because we spend all our time studying, like 7 hours and stuff. So like this was a very new experience for me. So then another thing is that the location of the workplace. This is in Telok Blangah. I live in Tampines. It takes 1.5 hours for me to get to and get back, and it's also an interesting experience in the sense that I have to learn to wake up early, sleep late, and deal how to deal with like the transport times and because these are things like usually I've never dealt with before, because compared to Telok Blangah, Dunman High School is much nearer. So yeah. So what would my first learning experience be? There may be many things that may be popping to your head right now, but what I would think about my first learning and most important learning experience is this. The traffic. It's like I tried taking a bus from Tampines here. It took 2 hours. 2 hours. And I mean, I got to see some beautiful sights of cars and more cars. But yeah, I guess it's a very important thing that I have to deal with. No time management, even not within the workplace, but also outside of the workplace. So I learned how to manage my time. Then within the workplace, so I realized that like within the when I'm sitting there in my chair, I realized that I was given also quite relative freedom in the sense that because as a student, there's only the way you do things are very strict. It's like you study, you do work, you have to do it this way, you cannot do it the other way. But the form of what I was given, it was generally there was relative freedom in the sense that I could do time management on my own and choose when or not I want to do this way, do this that way. Then another thing I learned was responsibility, because I'm given the responsibility to do something, to come up with mind maps, and so I feel obligated to do it. So through the course of the 5 days, I've been able to cultivate some sense of responsibility in my work, some sense of accountability. So also concentration. I'm usually not one which has a long attention span. So yeah, doing the same thing over and over again requires some form of concentration, and I was able to learn it by the second day. So the task I was given, creating mind maps. So because generally during my own studying experience, I do not create my own mind maps. I just read everything from the textbook, and I felt that was enough. But I guess after I initially did not understand the importance of it, because I was still able to get my grades without it. But after being tasked to do the mind maps on my own, I actually realized the importance of it, how helpful it could help a student during their studies, and especially if one is new to the topic, completely new to the topic such as accounting. I did accounting, which I had very little experience on, other than maybe some economics things I knew. So shows that it's actually pretty important. Of course, generally, like after I do finish a chapter, I will look through all my mind maps and say, okay, to a new student, would this make it make sense, will this make it more interesting? And actually it does, especially since the ones I do have many colors. so that's helpful. Also it helps to organize your thoughts because of all the arrows, and it helps because on the textbook everything is just listed, and it's a bit hard to link up the thoughts. So having a mind map to link up your thoughts is helpful. And it's also harder to make than I initially thought. Required quite a bit of time to do it. So it's through this experience I was able to see the value of creating mind maps, the value of mind maps during teaching. So then on Tuesday I was assigned to maybe take a look around an examination room, and there was a few things that I realized that I've been taking for granted all this time. Initially I thought like, during examinations, the teachers the invigilators have a slacker job, just sit down there and don't do anything. And I realized that is slightly incorrect, but still correct. I was like, okay, the things are incorrect. There's paperwork, there's a lot of paperwork, there are a lot of things to sign, and like a lot of procedures, a very long checklist that one has to check through ensure the aircon is not cold, not too hot, ensure there's nothing under the tables, and get signatures from all the students, check all the ICs and everything. There's a lot of stuff to do beforehand that we as students don't actually appreciate and understand. So I was able to understand it. Then also boredom of sitting there and looking at the students. It's from the teacher's perspective, sitting at the teacher's table for half an hour out of 3 hours of the 3-hour examination, I was really super bored. Then like I had to find some way to deal with it. Like for example, Fazila explained to me like, what she did was write the timings, then like every half an hour she walk up and cancel. And like gives her a sense of accomplishment, sense of achievement. And I mean ways to deal with boredom, ways to deal with stuff that stuff like that. So I feel that one even when doing this kind of trivial stuff such as boredom, one has to be like creative to find a way to do it. And it extends to the workplace as well. How to remain concentrated on the work. You have to be creative in trying to think up ways to do it. So then perhaps a more fun one. Working is more than MCI, it's not just work, there's also some fun involved. Like I think the most fun was probably during lunches. We go out and chit chat for like 1 hour and eat up, and so it's quite fun. And I don't have a photo, so yeah, I guess chatting with your colleagues is also pretty important, and fun also, because it can some kind of distracts you from the work and you're able to refresh your mind a bit after lunch. I realized that the most productive I was directly after lunch. After lunch, I can be productive for 3 hours straight. After that, then but shows that work is not just all boring. There's also fun involved. If you decide to have fun. Otherwise, if you sit down there and don't make friends, then not fun. And I think that was the wrong perception that I got out of certain people. So it's good. So thank you for receiving us for this week. Learned quite a lot and very good. Okay, thanks.